15 minutes in the making, 15 minutes of the fame, 15 minutes of the fast cars and icy chains. I'm addicted to the fast life, it's so insane. 15 minutes in the making, 15 minutes of the fame. 15 minutes in the making, 15 minutes of the fame, 15 minutes of the fast cars and icy chains. I'm addicted to the fast life, it's so insane. 15 minutes in the making, 15 minutes of the fame.
Go. Go. Yeah.
Welcome to 15 Minutes of Fame. This is your handsome host, Khalil Murray, a.k.a. Kaiser. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh to the Muslims, to everybody else. Salute. So, I know that this is the, a week and everybody, trying to enjoy themselves. Well, I ain't going to say everybody. Let me take that back. I know a lot of people out there, or some people is, celebrating the Memorial Day weekend. And of course, this ain't the topic for, this ain't the topic at all. It has anything to do with that. But, of course, I like to sometimes have some thought-provoking topics and, take us different places and go in different directions sometimes to give people food for thought. And right now, behind me, if you hear a bunch of noise and numbers being called out right now, they got bingo going on. That's what's going on here right now on my block at SCI Phoenix. They got bingo going on right now. So right now it's just going to sound like an old folks home in the background. So my apologies to the background noise. Yeah. So, for the past week or two, I know the last podcast I went on, when we was talking about consumer captivity and a lot of things that go on with us and how they deal with us as far as our money and what we allowed to spend and what we can spend and how they dictate, the prices of a lot of the things and us having, the options that we do have when it comes to stuff like that. Since it's been a whole lot of different things, that done went on. Of course, in major news, it was like the incident that happened out there in Buffalo at the supermarket. And then, of course, just recently, the shooting that happened down there in Texas with all of the little babies that got killed by the little teenager that went in there and did that. And, of course, in the city, man, like in Philly, like a whole lot of nonsense, going on, kind of unfortunately, with the way that the world is going. And, of course, whenever I bring up something, of course, me being Muslim, and sometimes I try not to go too far into, incorporating the religion with it because I know my place as a layman, and I know my place that with what I know, you try to let the people of knowledge speak before me, and this is what's best for all of us. But I remember sitting at the table about a week ago after the stuff happened at the supermarket, and how one of the brothers was mentioning something, and it made me think about this book I read called The Disappearance of Knowledge by one of the esteemed scholars. And in this book, The Disappearance of Knowledge, there's near the end of it, right? Near the end of it, it was a hadith brought where they said that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. When I say the Prophet, I say Prophet Muhammad ibn Abdullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He has said that al-harj will increase. And when the companions, they asked, they say, Ya Rasulullah, like, what is al-harj? And he, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he told them,
SCR, Phoenix State Correctional Institution.
And forgive my co-host, Becky with the nappy hair, who you just heard, for a rude interruption. But yeah, so he, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he said al-harj is murder. And he said it will increase. And of course, he said this as long as, during the time of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and how long ago this was. But we see this, and this is something that can't be avoided, because of course when he spoke, he spoke, and he didn't speak from his own desires, from his own will. He spoke what Allah, influenced, and influenced him to say to his people. And we see this. We see murder increasing. We see murder happening at an alarming rate. And like when we think about it, people that's at my age, they might say, well, dag, in the 80s and the 70s, and in the 80s and the 90s when I was a teenager and all those years like that, you know what I'm saying, in my early 20s and the 90s and stuff, you'd be like, dang, there was a lot of stuff happening then. But if you look at it now, then you see it. You know what I'm saying? We see it happening. And what's different is, like, sometimes we look at this country sometimes the way that America is structured and set up, and we be so excited, you know, and sometimes we lose focus on some of the liberties that this country gives us. And some of these liberties and the way that their constitution was set up, right? It's not in the best for the people. And how societies, you know what I'm saying, are going to be ran that's going to, you know, keep the society like healthy. Because these liberties give us too much freedom of speech. Like, just think about that when it comes to freedom of speech. Like, go ahead, say whatever the heck you feel like saying, no matter what you feel like saying. Just say it. How is this good? Well, we know in the religion of Islam, it say, guard your tongue. Guard your tongue. Speak good and keep silent. And of course, again, my apologies for the people that aren't Muslim, and my apologies to the Muslims. And you know, in bringing the religion into this kind of like topic. But
SCI, State Correctional Institution.
And where we live and where we at, where we have certain liberties, it's a gift and a curse to be here. Because what's the liberties we have to be as we want to be and to live as we want to live and to do as we want to do? It comes at a cost that a lot of times we don't talk about. This is why even in this case right here with the National Rifle Association, you know what I'm saying, we know, like, for the people who know what the NRA stands for, know their history and know the strength that they have in this country. Although it's not talked about a lot, you think that the government got the strength and this faction and this branch of the government got the strength. Man, the NRA, they push a lot of their money. This is where a lot of these campaigns, when you see all of these commercials running for primary elections and different elections and things that's going on, that money for those commercials, that money for those tours that they go on, this city, that city, this state, that state, that state, those millions of dollars don't be coming out of those people that's running for office. That money be coming from the campaign. That be campaign money. That all has to be documented and that all has to be, you know what I'm saying, spoken for. And that money be coming from groups in this country that backs those people. And a lot of times you see when the politicians get to going at it, right? And then you'll hear them, whoever they are going at it with in their debates, well, you was backed by such and such. Well, at one point in time in the 80s or in the 90s or in the 2000s, such and such, when you went for this, yeah, you was sponsored by such and such was behind you, and such was backing you up. You feel what I'm saying? Like, that's what be going on with them. And with the NRA specifically, they back a lot of these senators and a lot of these congressmen and a lot of these people are in the offices and in the certain seats that they're in because of places like the NRA. So this is why when the NRA gets challenged because of incidents like what we just seen with these mass shootings and stuff like that, the NRA be kind of comfortable because they be like, well, such and such is in position because of us, so such and such ain't going to step up. We for sure, such and such ain't going to vote against us. Such and such congressman that's the majority leader over there, or such and such that's over here, we ain't got to worry about that. And these be make sense situations where they hit the hand, or they, as they used to say, grease the palm of the person that they need to get in position so that while they're doing what they're doing, they don't have to worry about certain people trying to uproot their strength. But if you think about how it's so easy to be able to get guns, this dude, this knucklehead, this sucker, he went and got 2 AR-15s on his 18th birthday. They said at a place where his mom used to work. And then the nut shot his grandmama before he went to the school. But then we see, listen, we ain't going to even get into the color of the kid. The same way we know the same color of the kid that went into that supermarket. And then where do they go at? They don't go where they know it's going to be some opposition. You know what I'm saying? They don't go where they know they're going to like have some pushback at. They go where the vulnerable at. They go where the babies at and the older people at. And that be the crazy part. But still, when we look at this country and these liberties, again, like I said, these liberties, this freedom of speech, this ability to go ahead and do this and to do that. Go ahead, no, this is America. This is your constitutional right to do this and to go ahead and you're allowed to do that. And we be feeling like we're entitled to this kind of stuff. And these certain things makes it able for this country to get torn apart from the inside. They don't even listen. They just show. I just seen something the other day on a ticker on CNN where they were saying that the Republicans, right, they had an opportunity to go at this bill when it comes to domestic terrorism, when it comes to, because we know how they be about terrorism when it comes to somebody that's from the Middle East, you know what I'm saying, or these kind of places. They even went so far as to say when it comes to the cartel and how they be doing their stuff, yeah, they want to label it as terrorism. But when these crazy factions in this country, these white supremacists or these people that's in them bulls that was hit the Capitol on January 6th, you know what I'm saying, and all that kind of stuff, they hold back from calling them domestic terrorists, from calling them terrorists. What they did to the dude down, Ahmaud Arbery, when they be doing this kind of stuff, when the white people be judged blatantly, you know what I'm saying, hating black people and doing crimes that they know it ain't nothing you got to even assume or suspect that it was something behind how they felt other than the person's skin color was the reason why they did something to them. And they be like, well, we don't want to call it a hate crime yet. You got to be kidding me. What? It ain't a hate crime at all. The only reason, no other than the reason or fact was that she got murdered or she got killed or she got hurt or he got murdered or he got hurt in a certain kind of way was only because of the skin color? And you don't want to call it a hate crime? It's this country and the way that this country is designed and put together. So the liberties that come with it at the same time be the curse that we see. And it's not going to get no better. Like, it's going to be a whole bunch of stuff right now for a moment, but it's not going to last. There's going to be more that's going to happen, and then it's going to continue to be the way that it is. That's how this stuff going to come. And again, listen, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, from his blessed tongue, from his blessed lisan, he said al-Hajj will increase. So we know that it's not going to stop. To that point, women, mothers, grandmothers, great-grandmothers, whoever you may be, you should need to worry about getting your license to carry. The same way you see them people when they be down there on them farms and them different places showing their children how to shoot. There's nothing wrong with it. It ain't nothing. Listen, they legal. They legal. Guns are legal for the people that they want to say, are legally owned or legally able and should be able to get them. You need to get your license to carry, and you need to get you some protection. Same way with the guys. Get some protection. Not in the way of just grabbing arms and be out there acting like, senseless drama and all that kind of stuff, but for protection. Think about the people that was in that supermarket. Think about the supermarkets you go to, because everybody ain't ordering any food, Uber Eats, and got DoorDash and all the other kind of ways that's going on now to get their food delivered to them. A lot of people are going to supermarkets and are going to shopping malls and going to places and ordering their food. And you be distracted, got your head down. You know what I'm saying? You either on your phone, and ain't no environmental awareness. I mean, I know sometimes, right, people right now, they neck be on the swivel, and because there's so much going on right now. People getting carjacked left and right, and there's so much going on right now that a lot of people are paying attention, but enough people not paying enough attention.
You have 1 minute left.
And y'all heard Becky with the nappy head. She just said my 15 minutes of fame is up. But listen, protect yourself. Start having those kind of conversations with your people about when y'all out and when y'all at different places, who should be on point, you know what I'm saying? What you be looking at, pay attention to body language, pay attention to the people that's around you, and look at stuff, and environmental awareness. Pay attention to your environment and who is in those environments with you. In closing, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh to the Muslims, to everybody else. Salute. Watch yourself and take it easy. Stay tuned to the next episode.